I'm joined by Yuri Garrett. Yuri, Fair Play Officer, Fair Play Director, Chair of the Commission of Fair Play for FIDE. In the last 2 or 3 years, Fair Play has become a major actor in the main FIDE tournaments, and of course here in the World Cup. It's one of the main important tournaments of FIDE, and I really want to hear your take on how things are going, what measures you've implemented for this tournament, and your assessment after the first 2 full rounds.
Well, first of all, here we have, I would say, a great and very diverse team. It's made up of women and men, of course, because it's a double tournament, so we need both men and women. And my role here, it's not as many would think to find a cheater, but my role is primarily to make sure that the players just play chess and their mind is free. They don't have to think about cheating because the tournament is safe. So what a fair play officer does is he comes before the tournament, he checks the venue, understands where the threats are, and puts all safeguards in place so that these threats are parred. And I would say that also thanks to the excellent organization here and to the fact that we have a good team, everything went well up to now, of course.
I noticed that after each of the games is finished, the arbiter certifies the result, and one of the fair play team escorts the winner, to a small box where they perform the scans. I noticed you only take the winner, never in a case of a draw, never the loser. Is there an explanation behind that?
Well, the easy explanation is you're probably not cheating when you lose. And I think it also makes everyone feel you're kind of relaxed. If you know you lose a game, your opponent will be checked. And let's say the post-tournament check is rather more different. I mean, it's not the same thing as when you enter the venue, when we more or less check, but you know, it's fast. But if you have anything with you, it would be spotted after. So, and during the game, there are safeguards in place so that you cannot dispose of this. I can't say that 007 wouldn't make it, but he would have a hard time.
My final question on the tournament procedures. Do you also do random checks to any player at any given moment, or is it specifically to the winners of the games?
Well, random checks can be performed at any time. I mean, during the game, if you exit the playing venue, not the venue, sorry, the playing hall, yes, then that's when we may have it. Whether we do it or not, it's our call. But the players have to be informed, and they are, of course, that anytime they go, for example, to the toilet, when coming back or when going there, they can be checked. If they go to the refreshment room, they can be checked. Of course, we will do it in such a way that the player is not disturbed. But, for example, if there is some suspicion of any kind, then we might be slightly more intrusive. But by now, the players are gracious. They do understand, and they take any kind of control more or less happily because they understand it's done in their interest. So, and I can see that the players are feeling safe. They do tell us. And actually, there's this strange thing going on that because all the winners are checked, they come, they take the check graciously, and then what they do say is, I hope to see you tomorrow, because that would mean they're winning again. So it's the first time this has ever happened to me, and I am enjoying it, I must say.
To confirm that effectively in past tournaments you could notice some sort of hesitation when there is a check, but in this tournament at least, as they win, and it's knockout tournament, they're actually quite happy to take the test.
They're very happy, and there is some tension, of course. Yeah. Although I think this is largely because of the misconception at the beginning. You know, chess is a game that changes slowly, and all these checks were introduced at, I would say, rather rapid pace, and the players were they were taken aback. They didn't know what to do. They saw us as enemies. Right now, it's different. Right now, they understand that this is all done because they have to play with a complete, clear state of mind, and this is what we do. They've understood it, and I feel no tension during the checks. And of course, it's easier when it's a winner. When we do, for example, random checks, we like to take both players. We don't want, especially during a draw, you're not just taking one. There's no suspicion on one player, it's random. So we take both. And, during a draw, one of the two players is maybe unhappy with the result. If there is a decisive result, one of the two is unhappy. So you do get this sort of the grudge. But I think this will pass in time also. I mean, it's just a matter of adapting.
My final question, taking advantage of the tournament, I see that you've organized, well, the commission has organized a seminar where you are instructing new candidates to become fair play officers. Tell me a bit about this seminar, how it works, and what you're aiming to achieve by doing these seminars.
Well, the first thing I have to say is that the scanning is the visible part. Basically, it's the tip of the iceberg, but that's almost nothing in our job. A fair play officer has extensive knowledge of a matter of things, wide area of things. And what happened with the seminars, most of the people came and they thought we would be teaching scanning, which we don't do. And they were very surprised to learn about, I don't know, evidence or standards of proof and the ways people can cheat. And we need experts because it's very difficult and it's a long process. It took us almost 10 years to get here. And most of our, let's say, fair play officers, there are very few in the world right now, they have, legal knowledge, chess knowledge, of course. They have to have knowledge of the devices, and they have to have expertise in both the arbiter field and the organizational field. So it's really complex. What we're doing right now is we're expanding the knowledge, and we're trying to disseminate it. So we will first we need many FPEs, which are fair play expert, people who work under the direct supervision of a fair play officer. And in due time, these people will get the experience and they will become fair play officers. So this was a seminar for fair play experts. And I hope already starting next year, we will have our first fair play officer seminars, which will be a bit more complicated, but that's inevitable.
Yuri, thanks a lot. It's very refreshing to know that the team is working and the players are cooperating.
And thank you very much for the occasion to tell you what we do with fair play, because it's not every day we get a chance to tell everybody. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.